tell you, I've never taken, service for our country lightly. Thank you for what you've done. We need to continue to pray for those who still are. And I'll tell you, especially amongst our young people, they have a battle today like you wouldn't believe. I know most of you know. I talked to a man a few weeks ago who's about 21 years old, 22 years old, and he serves in the Army. And, the very first thing I did when I saw him, was I went up to him and told him I was a pastor, and I said, I want to thank you for what you've done and what you're doing for our country. I think one of the greatest mistakes that America can do is forget about, the sacrifice that those have made and those are continuing to make for what we have today. I thank that young man for that. And of course, he in return was real polite. He said, I want to thank you for being a pastor and for what you guys do as well. And I talked to him a little while. He was a born-again Christian and loves God. And, I just thank God so much for those who have stood in the gap and who have fought for what we, get to enjoy today. I think there's a lot of people outside the doors of the church today that just really don't understand the sacrifice that men and women have given for everything that we enjoy today. But thank you for you that have served, and thank you for you that are here this morning who have went up to someone who has served and thank them for their service. I'll tell you, you'll never understand the impact you can make on someone's life just by simply thanking them for what they do. Because quite honestly, we live in a world today that we preached last week that's just not very thankful. And when you thank someone for what they do, it just means a world of difference. It makes a world of difference in their lives.